someone tried to tell me that Hello Kitty, her prayed to Satan for her mouth so she wouldn't talk, and that's why Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth. And then you research it, and it's actually that the lady who created Hello Kitty was like, oh, I wanted it to represent that she speaks with her heart, and she doesn't have a mouth. Like
sometimes I wish you could speak with your heart and not have a mouth.
What would you want me to say? Here are my arteries.
Nothing.
Let me throw them.
This is my fault for having you on my podcast.
It's your fault for having me in the first place.
Well, I can't help it.
What?
This is not a good idea.
No, it is not.
We are in trouble.
Hey everybody, it's Kerri Pomarolli, and welcome back to our podcast, This Is Not a Good Idea, with my host.
You didn't even include me in that entire intro.
But you haven't been getting it right, so
But you didn't even bother to let me say my name.
I said with my co-host.
Co-host what?
Co-host Lucy McGee. Do I have to say that for you too?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello,
Co-host Lucy.
everyone.
It's
Gosh.
Lucy and Kerri on our podcast.
Yeah.
And we have 3,000 subscribers now, which is super excited. Exciting. And by the time this airs, we may have 3,000 more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Today's topic is
how certain fairy tales should have ended.
yes, and this was inspired because we watched the new Cinderella on Prime. I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's a prince, and there's a ball, and there's a shoe.
Crazy.
It's crazy. I think fairy tales on Netflix are getting really woke right now.
Fairy tales on Netflix don't exist.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call this Cinderella a fairy tale. I would call this a cautionary tale.
It was a fairy tale.
Of a career woman.
It was very good.
Okay, this is my favorite part. And by the way, if you're going to watch it, this is a bunch of spoilers. So when I said, did they get married? You said, she's like, hey, let's not put a label on it.
They said, and his new love.
Right.
So-and-so.
But she said, let's not put a label.
No. She said they're not, because they were asking if they were going to get married. And she said, let's not say that yet, because who gets married after knowing someone for 2 days?
The princess and the prince in the
Stop
fairy
it.
tales.
No, that's bullcrap. You shouldn't do that.
You cannot use that language on this podcast.
Horrible.
Your grandmother listens.
Insufferable. Unrealistic.
Okay, first of all, if a prince came...
Wait. Listen to me. How could you, how can you relate to fairy tales if they're not relatable?
You're not supposed to relate to fairy tales.
The whole point of fairy tales is to imagine something.
Okay, I imagine that you are much too caught up on reality to appreciate a fairy tale.
You know what? There are certain fairy tales that I just have problems with. And I like the Brothers Grimm better.
The Brothers Grimm were Snow White. I was so gross.
No, that's actually real history.
That was just horrible.
Oh, the Sleeping Beauty one.
Yeah, it's so gross.
You should see the one about Pinocchio. He ends up getting hung for his bad behavior.
I don't even know what that says about you, that you like the Brothers Grimm.
It's more interesting.
I think that we live in a world where fairy tales are dying because
Did you know that Peter Pan was actually a cannibal or something like that, and he lured children to the island so that he could basically kill them and then eat them?
Fact check this.
No, this was actually told to me by someone.
Oh, someone on YouTube?
No, this was my friend.
Wait, what friend? Name them.
I'm not naming my friend.
Name your source.
I'm not naming my...
Then you're a liar.
I will tell you later. It was great.
You're a liar.
But then again, the only thing that, I've been told by a friend that I kind of despised in all ways, shape, or form was the fact that someone tried to tell me that Hello Kitty, her prayed to Satan for her mouth so she wouldn't talk, and that's why Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth. And then you research it, and it's actually that the lady who created Hello Kitty was like, oh, I wanted it to represent that she speaks with her heart, and she doesn't have a mouth.
Sometimes I wish you could speak with your heart and not have a mouth.
What would you want me to say? Here are my arteries.
Nothing.
Let me throw them in your face.
Nothing.
But I can't believe this person actually tried to convince me that Hello Kitty's mother prayed to Satan for her child not to have a mouth.
Where'd you hear that? YouTube?
No.
Is it a person at your school?
Yeah.
Is it the same person that told you about the other thing?
Yeah. But the other thing is true because I actually watched...
Is it the person that hands out tracts on Halloween?
Okay, yeah.
It's the same person.
Yeah.
Who shall be nameless. So for anybody who doesn't know what a track is...
Chick. It's a chick.
It's like a chick as in
It's called
chicken.
a chick. I don't know why it's called a chick.
Tell people that are listening what a chick track is.
Okay, so it's like these booklets that there's like these little mini booklets, and they're designed to quote unquote convince you or teach you about Christianity and tell you about how Jesus loves you. Now that sounds good.
Yes.
But when you read it, it's literally the darkest, most untrue things that I've ever heard about.
It's like you're gonna die a painful death and you're a horrible person.
I don't even want to talk about the one I read about Halloween. It was like these two kids were sacrificing cats and now they're in hell burning.
I mean,
It
Not
literally said in one of them, it literally said that this guy, because he didn't really talk too much, he didn't talk enough about him being a Christian, so that these people that were his close friends or whatever, since he didn't talk to them and he didn't minister enough, God was like, oh, well, you didn't try hard enough, or you didn't, or I'm so disappointed in you because you could have saved them. Like, that was his whole decision.
Okay, so let's just be clear that our church is not putting out these
No. These are some bad, like,
our church.
These scared me.
Okay, back on topic. So
Okay.
we watched Cinderella with Camila Cabello, right? Camila Cabello, her sister, and Idina Menzel. And it was a little woke.
It was good.
She didn't become
It's
a princess.
not woke. She
went
did
on
too.
to be a fashion designer. And she didn't. She's very Meghan Markle. This story was based on Harry and Meghan Markle. She even looked like Meghan Markle. And she took the prince away from the castle and he went on the road with her. That is how it ended. He did. He went on the road with her to Santa Barbara.
They were gonna come back.
They went to Santa Barbara to live with Oprah. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the Netflix
They were
show.
coming. They were going to come
You
back.
know what?
after
Harry and Meghan said that too. Mm-hmm.
She's traveling with the queen.
You know?
Queen Tatiana. That was really cool.
I mean, I'm just saying. I think Meghan and Harry
She's only traveling for like a year.
little story input. And Remington
Just
Steele
because it
and
was
the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire was the king. And he was pretty good.
Oh, whatever. It was really good.
And Billy Porter was the fairy godmother father. Father they. He was.
Father they?
He was a they. Father woke.
It said a he.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, continue.
Well, we really liked Luca.
Yes, anything by Pixar. Those are the only good movies.
I will say that Up by Pixar is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Okay, it goes Up, then Luca. Or Up and Luca are tied in my book.
Soul.
Soul was really good. Brave was really good. I really liked any Toy Story movies.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Why do you only cry at movies and you don't cry in real life?
Because real life is not worth it.
What?
It's not.
What do you mean?
It's like you can connect with people in movies and they don't ever need to know about it. But if you cry in real life, like, that stays. People know.
I mean, that's scary for you. We just had a death that I'm not going to get into specifics about. We had a death in our extended family. And that would be worth crying about, I would think. And nobody would judge you if you cried about that. But then you went and watched Luca and cried for 3 days.
Well, it's because...
Like, you were like ugly crying. You're like, and then the Vespa. It's about a Vespa race. She's hysterically bawling.
It is not about a Vespa race.
Yes, it is.
It is about a race.
Sea monsters.
So a race was there, but it was about...
This is Lucy. You felt like you were like in pain. It was painful crying. It was ugly cry. And yet, when real life tragedy strikes, you're like, bummer.
That's not true.
Let's discuss. Do you feel like you can't cry in real life?
No, I
could hit you and see if you would cry.
I wouldn't. I would laugh, probably.
So, I don't know if Luca would be considered a fairy tale per se.
It was a beautiful fairy tale.
No, I'm being honest. Like, I don't know if I'd consider it a fairy tale or a story.
But
it had great acting. Oh, let's discuss.
Let's talk about the horrible old Disney movies.
Wait. Can we discuss Vivo? Because Vivo was
That's not a Disney
amazing.
Lmovie.
No, but we're just talking about fairy tales and movies.
What are we talking about?
And modern day stories.
Okay, that was a good movie.
Gloria Estefan and Lin-Manuel winning.
Can we talk about horrible fairy tales now?
Sure. How would you like them to have ended?
What?
Well, what do you think you said? You wanted the title of this episode to be how they should have ended.
Well, there's many different...
Like you don't like Little Mermaid's ending?
It's not that I
She
think...
was with Eric.
Okay, I think that when I was in theater camp and we were doing Sleeping Beauty, what I think would have been a very good invention back then is the mere fact these people were like, we don't want to kiss a sleeping princess because nobody wants to do that. That is disgusting. So what they ended up doing is they created a special spray that would be called the Kiss Me Not spray, and they sprayed it on Sleeping Beauty.
What?
No, we did it for it was like an improv thing. You were supposed to come up with a commercial idea for a better solution, or something to do with Sleeping Beauty.
That, of having a kiss.
And it was like a Kiss Me Not spray. So whatever the prince did is like this goblin handed him this spray, and he just squirted it on her, and she woke up. See, why can't we have things like that?
I think I could use that in real life.
Yes, I could indeed.
Like if I go out and somebody just wants to come up to me and I just spray.
The Kiss Me Not.
I like it. So what other fairy tales do you think need different endings?
A lot.
I like Into the Woods. I like all the ending of that.
Okay, I didn't like Cinderella, but I did like the side story of her stepsister Anastasia. Yeah, that was an awesome
What's
story.
the side story of Anastasia? What? Just remind me.
No, you don't remember the third movie?
Remind me. I'm very busy.
You don't remember it because you never saw it. You're evil.
I did a character in a play once called the Stepsister Strikes Back. And it was like the vindication of the stepsister.
No, but basically Anastasia's the nice stepsister, and she actually gave up a lot so that, she had the chance...
There's a nice stepsister?
My gosh. She later was given the chance to be with the prince, but she returned it down because she wanted, Cinderella because it felt wrong. She also fell in love with the baker, and her mom didn't approve of it because he wasn't rich enough, but they fell in love anyway.
It's
and
very Pride and Prejudice.
Stop it! It was beautiful!
Do you like the girl in the Netflix movie when the prince goes to her house and she goes, not interested?
I love that one. She opens the door when the prince is looking for Cinderella, and he goes, and she just goes, not interested. And it was just the best. It was the best moment.
So, in closing of our little fairy tale, I still want to believe in happy endings. I still want to believe in nonsensical mermaids going up to Earth and
Okay.
people.
I'm just going to say, Luca was the better version of The Little Mermaid and Tangled. Tangled is a great movie. Little Mermaid is a great movie. But Luca is the better version.
The best out of all of them, to me, by far, is Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Because I want a magical bed that will take me to a magical place.
You just
London.
I used to do that. I used to twist the...
Traguna, Macoites, Tragorum, Saint Esti. Traguna, Macoites, Tragorum, Saint Esti.
I love it when
Substitutiary locomotion. I know all the lyrics, Angela Lansbury. And wouldn't you like a magic bed? I mean, just to take you under the sea.
I already don't have that. That would be great.
Where would you go?
It's very Bert and Ernie.
Where would you go?
Okay, I would go. There's so many. If I could just go anywhere, I would
with the
go
magic bed.
So many book universes because they go into books. So I would go into book series.
An incredible scene when the bookshelves of London and he was on that ladder and he kept going back and forth. So if you're listening to this podcast and you have not seen Bedknobs and Broomsticks, you need to go rent it right away. It is magical. I don't even know where I would go. I think I would go to that London neighborhood. Portobello Road. Portobello Road. Anything and everywhere a thing could unload. So in closing, I would go to Portobello Road. Bedknobs and Broomsticks is an amazing movie, and I still want to believe in magical beds and fairy tales.
Yeah, the best fairy tales are Pixar fairy tales.
I'm not telling you you're wrong, but
okay, there's only maybe a couple other Disney movies that I personally really enjoyed.
You're insane.
Besides Pixar.
You're insane. Alice in Wonderland is one of the greatest Disney movies. It was amazing.
I guess I mean princess movies.
Well, Brave.
That's Pixar.
Oh. Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
That was Beauty and the Beast.
Wait, why do you like Cinderella so much, but when she got Princess and the Frog, you're all like, oh, that's such a great movie.
It was good. And Beauty and the Beast was excellent. It was. Just say it was.
I did like it.
Thanks for joining us today, and I hope you learned something. And I hope you feel better about your relationship with your teenager. So email us at thisisnotagoodidea@gmail.com. And at one point, we're going to get the email to work. And then I'll be able to answer everybody. And then please go to Spotify. Please tell your friends. Please go to YouTube. Please go to podcasts. Please go to iTunes. And watch our podcast and listen to our podcast. Say bye.
Bye.